We back. Yeah. Malcolm, this is Jubilee once again. We're gonna have to deal with this pretty soon, Malcolm. Not pretty soon, but soon. Eventually.
I had chills looking at the title.
Can teens and parents understand each other? What do you think, Malcolm? Can teens and I'm about to have a teen next year.
Yeah, you technically already
13.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, let me know how that goes.
Oh, I throw hands with children. I don't care. I say that shit on camera.
It's like, I ain't no little kid no more, Dad.
I know. You're a grown man. Let's get it. Let's get it, nigga. You ready?
Yeah.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Thanks so much for joining this episode, guys. We love making this stuff to bring all types of people together.
Yes, and we did do this topic in a previous Middle Ground episode, but due to your feedback, we chose to bring back this topic with teens and parents that do not know each other.
Also, if you want to be in a video, because I love reading your stories, fill out the casting form below. Enjoy.
Did we see that one?
One of the biggest things I believe in is you don't need a mother, you don't need a father, you need a parent.
What?
Pause. What?
That's one of those statements.
What?
Some people say cucumber tastes better pickle.
Right.
What? What? I'm so. All right. Yeah, let's get into it. Maybe it's explained.
Is she saying that you need an adult in your life? Is that what she going with that?
I guess.
I either read something or somebody said something. I can't fucking remember though. It was like good ass quote too. It was a good ass quote, but I can't fucking remember though. It was like fuck. I can't remember. It was good too. It was a good ass quote. It was like you don't need like it's plenty of people out here like raising kids or some shit like that. I can't fucking remember. Fuck. I can't remember. It was a good ass quotable too. Starting at 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna be thinking about that all fucking night now. Let me see. 'Cause I think I never wrote that shit too.
My name is Anthony Cabasa. I have 3 children, and I'm a veteran, and I'm a parent, and I'm happy to be here.
My name is Cassandra Roy. I am a life coach, and I have one son, David Alexander, who is a full-time MFA student at Yale University on a full scholarship.
My name is Marissa Gold. I have 2 children. They're 13 and 10, and I also have a parenting company. I run social and emotional empowerment groups for tween and teen boys and girls.
I'm Elizabeth, I'm 18. Next year I'll be going to school to study nursing, and I have 2 dads and a brother.
My name is Adam, I'm 15 years old, and currently I'm working on starting my own clothing brand.
I'm Nooper, I am a computer science and engineering major at UC Irvine.
Oh, what the fuck she just said she was?
I feel too stressed.
Don't tell me about it, sister. Everybody sit down.
Yeah.
The first source of stress in your life is probably your parents, something from your parents. And it kind of, with your parents' expectations, it kind of builds. At least for me, it did.
My parents immigrated from India, and so they went to college in India, and I'm a first generation Indian American. I did robotics, I did music, I did volunteering in high school, and I got into college. They were like, you should finish college in like 3 years. Like, yes, it's 4 years, but finish it earlier, save money, do a master's program. Finish master's early, try and do a PhD. Get a job while you're at it. I don't even think I would be in college if it wasn't for my parents, but the fear of disappointing my parents is terrifying. If I wanted to pursue something else, I would do it after college. I would do it after I got a job, I was stable, after I've fulfilled what I needed to fulfill for my parents.
It pains me to hear how stressed you already are, because I think as adults, like, we know, like, it doesn't end, you know? It's like, it just, like, it gets harder and harder. Like, unfortunately, like, life gets exciting and it goes in dips and waves and whatever, but
there's no alternative. you just keep going. There's no option to quit.
I felt like the last kid being chosen for the baseball team. Don't be too hard on your parents because they're doing the best they can with the information that they have. And in terms of you, I would really strongly suggest that you sit down and have a conversation with them because you may not understand this, but they know something's not settling with you.
My parents have tried talking to me. The walls are already there, and if you don't have the foundation, it's hard to start at a later age.
Oh, man. No, I think with her problem is because her parents are like way too hard on her. Like, I miss how old she is, but like she got a lot of shit going on, like already.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is.
Yeah, like that expectation stress. That's real. Cause I can think back to like back in high school. I pretty much had that. Like, you know, I was like AB student and shit, and you know, like parents be like, all right, that's nice. Like, why don't you try hitting the A? I'm like, every time like I want to say surpass something, it was just like it was like, all right, so you got this, so why don't you try doing this better?
Some next.
Shit. Yeah, it's just like
next,
it never ends, and like I get that now, like being a parent, like I understand that like that whole thing, you want your child to succeed, but then also on the other end, from like me learning personally, like how much like stress that like put me through at that time, because like I literally like broke down, dude. Like back in high school, I had like literally like had like a like mental like breakdown because like everything I was like doing on top of like school activities and stuff, and like trying to get into college and all that stuff, and then I could see, you know, why it was like overwhelming and stuff. So like it kind of related to like those kids. It's tough, man.
I don't think I stressed that much in school. I'm for real, nigga. I don't think I did. That I could think of like offhand.
Granted, you know, we had like fun in high school and shit like that.
Like, I better remember high school.
Yeah.
That's a bad part. I stress more as a fucking adult.
Yeah, I'm still stressing. I see it. Shit.
I stress over dumb shit though. Like now at this point, like as long as the rent paid, bills paid, lights on. I'm
yeah, that's how I am now.
Mouse fed. I'm kind of good.
I only got somewhere to stay and put my hand on it.
Yeah.
I like small stuff.
That's my stress.
Not stressing.
But that's what they were saying too. Like shit, like y'all stressing out. Shit, the shit don't end.
Yeah.
Like even after she graduates and does whatever the hell she does in life and everything like that.
I'm kind of glad.
Let's leave. You got to keep on going. Like someone else is gonna push that button or something like that. Like something's gonna stress you out. Gonna stress one of them stress strings. You know, you never know. So like it don't matter.
I'm kind of glad they like not like fuck y'all guys. What the fuck are y'all stressed about? Y'all kids. Like I'm glad it's like none of the parents. Like,
well, they got the OG black mama back there. So
she
knows something.
Yeah.
So she
know a lot.
Like he finna go through some shit trying to start some fashion shit. Like that's gonna be stressful. Mm-hmm. And she said she was entering college or like going to college or some shit like that. Yeah, so she's stressing. She's about to be stressing too. Trying to get them letters in the mail and shit like that. So, trying to get them grants because student loans is a bitch.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So yeah.
Yeah, my school's sending the ninjas after me.
You'll be all right. Bernie
you
Sanders,
pay now.
Bernie Sanders ain't gonna get in office. He's gonna get rid of that $6 trillion debt, whatever the fuck it is. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Not unless they lowball.
I have struggled to be honest with my family.
I lie to my kids every day. The truth, shit.
I mean, I was in the closet for 13 years, so that was one thing. It's almost like as soon as I came out of the closet, everything else did. I started being more open. I talked to more people. I learned how to express myself through art and through clothing, which I'm now doing.
For me personally, I have struggled with an eating disorder from the time I was 11 until just recently. I mean, you're always in recovery if you have an eating disorder. So much of that mental illness is lying and going behind people's backs. My parents had to sit outside of my shower at night to make sure I wasn't throwing up. They had to check in with my friends to make sure I was eating. All of these things, there was absolutely no trust, and I still couldn't feel like I could tell them anything because my mental illness wouldn't let me. I have worked so hard to regain all of my trust, and now my parents trust me to absolutely no end. They know I will tell them the truth in any circumstance.
In my family, we don't talk about mental illness or depression or anything like that. We don't talk about sex in my family. Saying the word sex in my house is like taboo. And slowly, my dad has tried reaching out, but it's very like surviving. Like he once told me in high school, "Hey, you should go into this body positivity workshop in school." Like he could tell that I wasn't happy with the way I looked. I couldn't ever really come out to them about the fact that, oh, I had depression. Oh, I'm going to see a therapist in college now.
I think for me, my struggle with being honest with my family is that growing up, I was Christian, and everything was solved through prayer and reading the Bible. If you were depressed, prayer and Bible. If you wanted to have a girlfriend, hey, that's not allowed, prayer and Bible. My mom was a very fierce female individual in my life. Her motto has always been, your life is going to suck all the time. And if you set that baseline, then you'll never be disappointed because you always expect the worst. By growing up that way, I feel like maybe I'm a stronger individual, but that communication was never there, and the honesty was definitely not there, because there's things that I would do, and I'm like, well, that's definitely not Christian-like, so I'm not gonna tell her that. What I hope to instill in my children, it's like, hey, no matter who you are, who you love, I'm not gonna be like my mom where she's like, no, you have to be this perfect inside of a box person.
Personally, I've gone through the same thing, but now I know that I can tell them absolutely anything. When I first started telling my parents that I was having sex, I was never met with, that's horrible, you need to stop, you're not a good person, none of that. The first response was always, thank you for telling us, let's, provide protection. Just in that scenario, I knew that I could be honest with my parents and absolutely anything moving forward, but it was hard to tell them that.
As an adult, as a wife and a parent, the truth was always the best weapon, for lack of a better word, to lead with, because it cut down on hurt, it cut down on pain, cut down on frustration. Have I always been honest? Of course not, I'm human. I like to think I've been honest about the stuff that was important, but I've learned that honesty is in fact the best policy, and it's just easier all around for me.
Shit, on pause. Like I said, I lie to my kids all the time. I lie about shit just because either to like get their mind off track or whatever the fuck it is.
Like what? Like I'm curious. Like when you say
like we ain't got the money right now, so.
Oh, if they ask for like a toy or something.
Like asking for shit like snacks, whatever the case is. Sometimes I say, yeah, I'm gonna give you a snack. I can eat all your food. No, I'm not. Eat all your food. That's trickery. No. Like shit like that. But I don't know how far and deep they going into, because like she said, like of course, like because I guess they speaking in like deep terms of like like probably trying to be relatable, like relate my past to the teen's past or my child's past, some shit like that. I guess if something like that, then yeah, the truth would come out. Like I did some dumb shit in my class. I didn't talk to Terry before. Like I told him I did some dumb shit.
Oh yeah,
growing up. Like I've told him that. Like I've done some.
Yeah,
dumb
you
shit.
have done some dumb shit.
Yeah, we both know. That's cool. I'm on record, probably on video too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've told him like I've done some dumb shit. So like I've like if it's like some deep shit like that, of course it's truthful. Like whatever the case is, like off my past life experience or whatever the case is, like. My past life, job, relationship, like all that type of shit, all that type of blase type shit. Yo, I'm glad she is seeing a therapist, bro. Because her parents seem horrible. And I don't know if that's cultural or because she says she's Indian or something, right?
Sometimes it's tough for those people that are first generation, like American,
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that
American.
Horrible, but I just want to, like,
yeah.
Like, how you don't talk at all about shit? Like that's just like literally like just throwing your child to the wolves. Like just get out there and you figure life out yourself. Like, you ain't gonna give me a heads up on nothing. Like give
be
me a head
successful.
start. Like,
like be successful, but be successful for us.
yeah, like that don't make no fucking sense, bro. That shit, that's blowing my fucking mind right now, bro. Like, how you don't tell her anything? Like I don't know. I couldn't do that shit, bro. Like, we gotta talk. We gotta say something. Like, I can't just like. It's like literally just leading her to like a pack of wolves and saying, "All right,
figure it out.
Hopefully you make it. Hopefully you make it home for dinner." Type shit, bro. Like, I don't get that. I couldn't do that. And old boy and his mama, like, that was fucked up too. She told his ass, "All right, don't ever expect shit because you ain't gonna be shit." Type shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
That's what it does.
Like, don't ever get too excited about anything because it's not gonna work. Like, what?
Yeah, that's like depressing.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, I don't know if that's culture, religion, or whatever the case is, because he said that she would tell him to read the Bible and pray on it or shit like that.
I actually know some people that's like that, like their parents like that, like they just like religion's like the cure for everything, like sick.
Yeah, I know some people are like that, but like you tell your child like don't expect shit because you just gonna fail anyway.
No, not that shit, but
yeah, that's fucked up.
The other half of the shit he was talking
yeah.
about when he was talking about they.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I know people like that too, or case is, but like,
yeah,
I don't see how the fuck you would tell your kid, yeah, don't ever expect to succeed in shit because you're not.
That's awful, man.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, I don't even know how the fuck somebody would go on about telling their child that type of shit. Well, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna pause before this artist. Alright, so I watched Wreck-It Ralph 2, Break the Internet, right? Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yo, the most realest shit, because we got a YouTube page, the most realest shit that was said is when he went to go read the comments, and
he said,
she was like, don't read the comments because like out of every 10 people that like you, it's probably 1,000 that hate you or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck the speech is that she gave him. I was like, damn, I feel that shit.
Yeah. That's like number one rule for like if you like any kind of influencer or a creator or whatever.
Don't
like,
read the comments, bro.
The top rule is don't read the comments.
Start again to 3, 2, 1.
Social media can be very positive.
I honestly think that social media and the internet in general has probably been one of, if not the best thing in my life. Having no like queer role models, seeing no artistic expression around me in the real world where I am, but discovering all of that through the internet.
I would not have found out I was asexual without the internet. I would not have known what asexuality was. I would not have even known that was a word. Because, at least in school and at home, we never talked about this.
I was like a little bit like, okay, is it more positive than negative? But I think I'm gonna use like to my own testimony, like how it's been for me. I started a social media page under the alias conservative.latino. And I get a lot of hate mail. And I get a lot of people calling me a race traitor, calling me, a fake this, a fake that. They call me names. They wish death upon my family and my children.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of the profiles don't even have pictures. And then I go to their profiles, 0 followers, 0 posts, 0 nothing. And I'm just like, man, these people
You're just
really
on here to hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them aren't even people, they're bots.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to play video games, and at some point, I actually decided to use my voice in a video game. And I am a female in the video game community, and there's a lot of masculine toxicity. Every single day, guys would hit on me. I was 15 years old, and these guys were like 20, 30s. They would like gift me games, ask to me out, and usually it was fine. I can always be like no, and most of them were respectful. Sometimes it would escalate. They would threaten to find out.
That's not cool.
They would threaten to rape me. The point that I realized.
Shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not surprised by that. Xbox 360 Call of Duty.
Like, motherfuckers wow. Yeah.
Wow. Like, whenever that voice chat shit, like, first, like, really started or really got popping and shit like that, motherfuckers was wildin'. Like, based off just Call of Duty itself. Whatever Xbox 360 that was, game that was, whatever the case is, and that voice chat shit started, motherfuckers was saying wild shit. Like, facts. Like, it wouldn't even matter. But we gonna finish starting at 3, 2, 1.
I had to like get away from all this. Is when someone threatened to rape me, and I actually got scared.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, couldn't be a better illustration of a parent's worst nightmare when it comes to social media. Right, and how quickly it can escalate, and especially like you were 15, which is really young. There are kids, boys and girls, that this is happening to when they're 8, 9, 10. They have no idea how to handle it, and they don't know how to even talk to their parents about it because they innately feel that there's something off, but they also feel like they could get in trouble if they bring it to their parents.
And I'll be honest, like my daughter has been asking me since she was like 6, can I please start a YouTube channel? Can I, like that's been her dream. But I go on these articles and I'm hearing about like all this online bullying, and especially with females, I feel it's a larger thing because I was like a youth pastor for my old church, and a lot of them would tell me that if they're on social media, they would be receiving illicit pictures from grown adults. So I'm like scared, I'm terrified, but at the same time, I feel like I'm almost punishing my daughter.
When she does start to explore that, I would say don't take it away because that's gonna make her angry and she's gonna find a way to go on it anyways because there's so many access points for social media.
Yeah, that's why like I'm just like very concerned because as a social media influencer, I see what I get in my DMs and I see that type of content that people leave on my, and I would never want, because
it's probably part of why she wants to do it because she sees her dad doing
right,
it.
Yeah,
so you're modeling it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, the kids want to do what they see their parents doing often.
Do any of the teens here feel that sometimes the parents are hypocrites for phone and social media usage?
Yes. I see more texting while driving in the parents' generations. They don't know about the technology. They'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna check this really quick. And that's what causes a lot of accidents.
My dad has a Velcro patch on his steering wheel. And a Velcro, on the steering wheel. I'm dead serious. It's really bad. He doesn't understand that you can leave people on red. Like you don't have to respond to people in the moment. If my parent texts,
I always just feel like I need to reply right then and there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no.
The parent generation
like
does,
OCD thing.
for sure, more than I see it all the time.
There's a bunch of fucking weirdos out there. Yeah. I think we reported on it like not too long ago. Like people were watching kids videos, but they was taking like snapshots or screenshots or some shit. Like if the kid did like a cartwheel and.
Oh, you talking about the thumbnail? They like creepy, fucking pedophiles like.
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't fucking remember shit like that. But yeah, there's a bunch of fucking creeps and weirdos out there. That's why my kids don't have a fucking YouTube channel.
Same here.
But the thing is, like, even if the kid does start a YouTube channel, whatever the case is, they gotta learn how to. It's hard to like say that the kid gotta learn to have tougher skin or thicker skin because they're a fucking kid. They're influenced by every fucking thing.
I know some parents. Well,
unless you just manage the whole thing yourself or something like that.
Yeah, some parents usually manage the shit. But I know some people that also, like, they can't even, like, the parents themselves can't even handle, like, the comment stuff. So they just, all in all, they just deactivate it.
Also, you can disable comments.
Yeah,
too,
disable them.
But yeah, that shit. What the fuck does they say? My mom is definitely a hypocrite. She definitely texts and drives. She hates when I get in my car and drive fast and shit, and I'm not even texting. She's the biggest fucking hypocrite in the fucking world, bro. I want to throw that shit out there now, Mom.
I'm looking at you, Mom.
I forgot the fucking first question. I forgot what the whole question was, whatever the case is. But yeah, good.
Yeah.
Cool. 3, 2, 1.
I wish my parents listened to me more.
That's a good one. Well, I know you walking.
I wish my parents would listen to me more. I'd be a fucking fashion designer right now.
There definitely are times that I remember growing up and even now as an adult where I feel like when my mom and I talk about things that she sometimes doesn't hear really, like I have to say something over and over and over and go back to it, and it's really hard for her sometimes to hear something because it's not what she wants to hear.
I'd have to say my father. He's what we call it the weekend dad, right? Because that's when we could go visit him, was every other weekend. And growing up, he sat in front of the TV the entire time, and he wasn't a good listener. He wasn't someone that I ever felt that I could come to for anything, really. And he just feels like the world owes him everything. Sometimes he would call me literally as I'm in class, and I would text him and be like, hey, I can't talk right now, but this. He's like, how come you're always so busy? How come you never have time for me? It just got to the point where he was making me feel like complete garbage, and he would say hateful things to me. And I was like, you know what? Out of all your children, I'm the only one that still talks to you. And I am trying to do the best that I can. And no matter what, it was just never good enough for him.
That's sad, man.
I feel so fortunate to have the parents that I do. Anytime I approach them with a problem, I am heard, I am supported, and usually hugged. So growing up, I had so many people think that I was missing out on something because I didn't have a mom, and that I wouldn't be able to learn about like what it is to be a woman or what it is to, you know, have your period or whatnot. I had so many people approach me and be like, oh, well, I know you're missing a mother, but I'm always here if you want to talk. And I'm like, no, I can talk to my parents about that. One of the biggest things I believe in is you don't need a mother, you don't need a father, you need a parent.
Okay, now that makes more sense.
It didn't make the context was wrong when they just
She worked
played that.
sometimes 2 jobs, but she was never too busy to talk to me. She was dead tired sometimes. So what we did was every Saturday we would hang out. We would clean the house first, get dressed, get lunch, and that was our time to talk. Whatever was on my mind, that was a good time to bring it up. So it let me know that I could talk to her. And that's what I've done with David. Every Saturday we had David's Day when he was growing up. So if he wanted to eat McDonald's 3 times a day, we tried to convince him for dinner to eat something else. But you get my point,
Yes.
that it allowed him to speak freely. It's important that we continue to encourage one another, because you will keep us young, and we will be able to put some wisdom on you, you know, and hopefully we will listen.
I like her.
See, I like her.
I think that if everybody can
always
just
that one
have
OG.
moments where they just tell their parent that they love them, have an honest conversation, a supportive conversation from both sides, I think that we need more of that.
Was it?
Yeah, that was nice.
OG didn't school me. Hell, I forgot the damn question. 14.
Yeah. Triple, OG, triple.
Yeah, I forgot the fucking question. Damn it.
Yeah, that was rough about dude and his dad, man.
Yeah.
He kind of had some shitty. Well, I don't know. I don't want to judge his parents, but off of what he was saying, like his mom and then
the
dad too. And so.
But they were obviously divorced, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
A weekend dad or
weekend
every other
dad.
weekend or whatever.
That's rough.
What's the question? Oh, okay, I wish my parents listened to me more. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just saying that just because my mom told me, you can't do fashion, you need a real job first. And then you do that as a hobby. And just imagine if I didn't do that. If I went to go do my hobby and not
do your
job.
hobby and not your job.
Where would I be now? But yeah.
Probably making shirts somewhere.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. I guess I gotta talk to my mom a little bit. I don't talk to my dad like that though. Like not one-on-one type shit. Just check in on them and shit like that. I don't think I talk to my mom like that either. Like,
Oh, you older now, so.
But no, I don't think I.
Would you say your relationship with your parents like changed now that you like older?
Oh yeah. I drink and shit with my mom.
Yeah.
I drink, curse, everything with my mom now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't do that. I still don't test my dad though. I still don't test that nigga. He like 70 something, I still ain't testing his ass.
Oh yeah. You know that's when that the scientific old nigga strength comes.
Yeah, I know.
The old man strength.
Yeah. Don't test me that boy. But yeah. What about you? You got a different relationship with your OG, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Me and my mom, we good. We talk. I know before, you know, like I was telling you before in high school, we kind of thrashed. Well, we didn't thrash a lot. It was me and my stepdad that thrashed a lot. Like, and that was just, I guess his way of trying to raise me, and then like me just like not fucking with it because like I had some issues because like I didn't have my father to like talk to and shit, and so like, you know, him like trying to step up and just like either discipline me or like do some other shit, like I wasn't like got to the point like I wasn't like
wasn't feeling that shit.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it some days or whatever, but yeah,
was having adolescence.
But now, me and him have a pretty good relationship, whatever.
You understand the message now.
Yeah. Only thing I wish my parents would listen to me now is like the way they treat the grandkids. Yeah, because I'm like...
Stop being so soft for them niggas.
Yeah, I'm like... No, man, keep that same energy.
Well, the ass whoopers go.
Yeah. I'm like, keep that same energy, B. Well, all the ass whoopers go. You used to whoop my ass for doing stuff, and now you talking about, oh, it's okay, baby. Yeah,
what the fuck is No.
Have some
Stop
ice
your ass
cream.
backward from that.
Yeah, like, it's okay, baby. Yeah, have some ice cream at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, what the hell was that? What was that? What was that when I was there?
Curse me out, send me back to bed.
Get your ass in bed. It's like, hell no, you can't have no ice cream. Take the kids to my mom's house or to my stepdad's house. He fucking giving them cookies and shit. And I'm like, no, you can't have no cookie. And then like,
get a boy a cookie.
Here you go. Give him big ass, like king size. King size,
like candy bars and shit.
Yeah, candy bars, fucking cookie things. I was like, man, what was the same energy when I was there?
That's my mama too. She get them fucking snack bags every time she send them back. Fucking snack bags.
It's like, oh no, it ain't my baby. Then if they do something wrong, like, oh no, that's not my baby. It's like, yeah, you don't know him like we know.
I gotta deal with this nigga 24/7.
Yeah, y'all get him on the weekend. Y'all get him on the weekends or whatever. Whenever y'all in town, I was like, but
that's funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What's the rest of this? Pretty sure they just finished out everything up, but
yeah.
Starting at 3, 2, 1.
It was nice to meet you too. So nice meeting you. You take care.
Thanks so much for joining, guys. We really loved revisiting this topic.
Yeah, and it makes you just
I
wonder
wondered
how
if we watched
we
the
were
last
like
one.
as
I can't
teenagers
remember
and our
if we
parents,
did.
right?
Don't let me.
We are trying to revamp Middle Ground. If you guys have ideas of how to revamp Middle Ground, let us know, DM us, email us, comment below. And we'd love to hear from you guys all the time. As usual, thanks for watching.
Dad
And we'll see you
beats.
guys around.
Dad beats versus dads. So why can't y'all niggas step up?
I'm tired of doing y'all niggas' job 10 times. Little homie.
It's like, no.